You just said what?
It was the National Association of Black Real Estate Brokers. The membership would double. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why. And I'll give you an example. Houston went from the Houston Realtors Association to the Houston Board of Black Real Estate Brokers.
I see.
And their membership doubled overnight. The reason is because you got the Hispanic, you got the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Brokers, you got the Asian American Association of Real Estate Brokers, and then you got the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. Well, back in the day, National meant black.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know that now. Don't nobody know that now. So nobody knows, these young people don't know they have a group that represents them. And that's the problem. You know, back in the day, American meant white and national meant black. And, you know? So being politically correct, we were the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. But if you were to insert, and some people never had that happen, but I promise you, the membership doubled overnight.
Say exactly the name again.
National Association of Black Real Estate Brokers.
Just period.
Yeah, because the membership doubled
So
overnight.
do you think, if you think in these times, that the younger generation, the millennials and stuff like that, do you think that they would be involved in that?
Absolutely.
Because you're recognized. Right now, you can look at that name, they don't have
They don't know who it is. Matter of fact, in Orange County, Eric Fraser went down there and started the board. And it was good. I was doing an REO initiative, right? And so they thought they were getting in on an REO initiative, and 200 white people joined until we got to the installation. They found out what they had joined, and they all went away.
But tell me this, okay, like the Latinos and the Asians, do they have a mixed or diversity in their?
No, they only have black folks. They only have black folks that join them that want to get something from them.
Okay.
That's it. No, and they don't listen. They don't carry our issues. We carry everybody's issues. Nobody carries ours.
Exactly.
Asians don't have issues. They make the most. They got the most money. They got the whole country full of money that's backing them up.
Exactly.
They don't have issues. Okay? We keep supporting, and I'm not anti anybody. I'm just paying attention to what's happening to us. You know, in Los, 2 weeks ago they announced that Hispanics now have passed blacks in terms of political influence. That they now have passed us. Their population has grown, their political influence has grown. That puts us at the back of the pack.
Again.
That's a bad place for us to be.
That's right.
That's a bad place for us to be. But we keep talking about, even our state housing report, they keep talking black and brown. Say, I'm not talking about brown, I'm just talking about black. They do their own state of housing report and they don't talk about us. They put it out every year, they don't mention us. So why are we talking about them as if we need to legitimize our position by saying somebody else is there too?
I got you.
So, Mark, you got some other, that's a tough topic you need to be included too.
I brought a motion in the board in Houston to change the name. You know what they said? We'll table it and study it. I brought it in the board meeting, and there's a whole lot of people. First of all of our friends want us to change our name. All of our National Association, NAACP, Maurice Jordan Earl, Fair Housing Alliance, they all say the same thing. If we did it, it would just change. When they know what you represent, then they either contribute to you more. Like for instance, when our message is strong, then we get more money.
Right.
When our message is strong and we're representing a constituency, we get more. When our message is weak, they don't contribute to us.
And when they contribute to us, if they say NARAB, nobody knows, it's not recognized you being contributed to a black organization.
Right.
It's just NARAB, but nobody knows who you are.
It's 43 million black people in this country. And we're the organization that represents black house. You know, but don't nobody know that. Don't nobody know. You gotta be around, you gotta run across this to know about it. It's not just like you just know NARAB.
Right.
You know, you gotta run across it.
Right.
So, you know, it's we got some people in our organization that don't want that change. And of course, we got a lot of powerful people that
My
don't want
question has always been though, then why didn't NARAB make it more specific?
it. Because it was specific at that time.
Ah.
It was specific.
That makes
National
sense.
meant black.
That makes sense.
National meant black. American Men White, American Medical Association is white doctors, National Medical Association is black doctors, American Bar Association is white lawyers, National Bar Association is black lawyers. And see, I didn't know until I got to talking about this. And a lot of the old folks in our organization, we're talking about 1947.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Be careful, be careful.
Huh? I'm old too.
You're on board.
Okay, so you got 8 years on me. That don't make a generation. I'll take these 8
I know
years.
that's right.
But and again, you know, this is just Mark Austin talking. There's some others that would, again, in Houston, it doubled their membership immediately. And did it under Courtney Jones, Courtney Rose, rather.
Yeah.
They changed their name under Courtney, the Houston Black Real Estate Brokers Association, Houston Black Realtors Association.
Now, are you saying to change CIRA to national?
Who?
CIRA.
I never got nothing to do with Sid.
No, not the national.
Not national.
You got to say black.
But he's saying.
I'm not talking about anything except NARAD.
Right, so share with me, when you made that comment, if we started that, you said if we started a name, we called ourselves, locally here in
I'm
Indianapolis.
talking about you locally.
Oh, okay.
But in Houston, they did it locally, right?
Yeah, I'm just giving you an example of what happened with Houston.
Okay,
I'm just
well, that's why I'm saying, why couldn't we change our name? If that's what he's saying. Did he say, did he say that they changed their name to national?
No, in Houston, they just put black, the word
They
black.
have the word black. It adds to the amount of money and the amount of
And then the younger people know who
Would
you
we
are.
consider changing CIRA?
I don't know.
Central Indiana Black Realtors Association. There you have it.
There's a comprehensive Indiana study that's out right now. I started to give it to the lady that's sitting next to me on the, thank you, man, on the economic pollution. Yeah, it was an interesting term. I'd never heard it before, but that study was great, and it talked about a lot of stuff I was talking about today, and how the environment in the neighborhood, just like you guys have, and they just stopped doing this in the 2000s, and you're at 95%, I think. You have your sewers are set up to overflow. When there's an overflow, to flood in the city. They flood into your houses.
Yes.
Well, it used to be. So when the people that couldn't afford sewer levels or those valves to make them not do that, then they always got raw sewage coming in there, around them. But when the other people don't, but when the white people moved out, it pushed more people to flush in their toilets and do whatever they do and have more overflow in your runoff in the city. That's a result of the way that the housing goes. Where you got people that don't have all the tax base left. And so nobody took care of it. And this just changed in the 2000s.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, I don't live here. I ain't never been here before, but I know that.
So what was it you said to me to Google?
Huh?
What did you say to Google some of the information?
Oh, I didn't say what to Google. You gotta know. Okay, so you're asking me a big question.
Well, you started this. I'll wait till you finish.
No. The problem is a lot of stuff's available on Google. Of course, you have to watch what you get. Okay? So, I started a long time ago. And you build a foundation of basic information.
I see.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things like the Safety and Soundness Act of 1992 set the affordable housing goals that Fannie and Freddie work off but don't enforce. But you gotta go back and read the Safety and Soundness Act, that bill, or you go back to the check this out, the Civil Rights Act of 1866, when it said that if you were born in America, you're a citizen, you have equal rights to housing. It had rights in it, but it had no enforcement program.
Right.
So then the Civil Rights Act of 1968, or the Fair Housing Act, added enforcement to the 1866 Civil Rights Act. Stuff like that. You got, there's a Civil Rights Act of 1960 that eliminated redlining. That's how they eliminated redlining. John Kennedy did that with the Civil Rights Act of 1960. You know, so, I mean, it's a lot of information built on top of it. So then when I come to a specific place, I just start looking up the stuff for that. First I look up your population, I look up your house. It's hard to find black housing percentage. They hide it.
That's why I asked, because I've done it before.
Yeah, so then I'll call the Pew Research Center, I'll call the Harvard Center for Joint Studies. They're used to me. I've got friends that have helped me over the years. Keith Corbett with the Center for Responsible Lending, and Keith Bailey, who's always testifying in D.C., Lisa Rice, president of the Fair Housing Alliance. We've grown up as a team because they had organizations behind them. They just helped me. So I built a block of information that keeps building on top of itself. But the information is available.
Right.
Some stuff's not. The mortgage numbers you can't get. That's proprietary. I have a program that gets me there. But everything else is...
Can the lenders do that on their own?
Possibly. I don't know.
Yeah,
the program is
check on some of that.
Program is $6,200 a year.
I see.
So Wells Fargo has it,
Yeah.
Treasury has it, HUD has it. You know, it's donated to me by the guy who owns the company. So that when I go meet with Wells Fargo, they tell me one thing. I'm like, I got your numbers right here, and these are the numbers you reported. So, you know, like they'll tell you, Wells Fargo will tell you, we're the number one lender to black people in the country, right? They're also the worst lender to black people with the lowest approval percentage and the highest denial rate. Wells Fargo denial rate for black people is higher than its approval percentage. Their approval percentage is 41.54, and the denial rate is 41 point. Approval is 41.54. Denial is 41.94. They deny more black mortgages than any other lender in the country. But they do more loans for any other in the country because they're the big. They used to be the biggest. Quicken is the biggest now, but they're one of the biggest. So they'll tell you, we do more loans for black folks anywhere in the country. If you don't know no better, you go, oh, I guess y'all all right.
You guys, let me ask you this. So, when you guys go on the Hill, we know how the student loans are affecting, everybody. As far as how they're counting, how HUD can make you count 1%, so on and so forth. So who can help with this situation?
We just change the channel.
How do you say it?
That's okay, I got cable.
I know that's right. No, because that's a big issue. So
there's $4 trillion in student loan debt.
Yeah.
So we got the issue. So we're always attacking the symptom as opposed to the cause. Okay? So the student loan debt is real. So why is the student loan debt so high to begin with? Now we got to get to the symptoms.
Yeah.
Now why is student loan debt? Why does it cost so much to go to college? Why are the colleges always building new buildings and got less people? Why is it $63,000 to go here and $43,000 to go there? You know what I mean? Why does it cost $5,000 for a food allowance and you gotta have it? So and then they tell you can't get a job without a college education. Then they raise the cost of going to college 300%.
Right.
That's the first problem. Then you take that and put it on top of the fact that they pay black people $60 for every $100 they pay white people, and we have 5.5 cents for every dollar they have. So the cost of college means that our kids are going to get student loans, right? And what that also means then is that, and because your housing percentage is so low, 30-something% below white people, you can't refinance your house because you don't have the equity that they have, or you don't have the ownership they have, and send your kids to college. That means our next generation starts 10 years behind the white generation that's got access to money already because of that. 400 years since slavery, we were slaves for 254 years. We've been free for 156 years. We got 92 years before we break even yet. And I think we have to keep in mind what's best for us because they've had such a head start that we, just like affirmative action, how can we be against affirmative action? How can we ain't gonna, if I say let's race and we equal in size and speed, and I let you start 2 miles ahead of me, I ain't gonna never catch you. You know what I mean? So, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to catch something and act like we don't need what we really do gotta have. We pay taxes just like they pay. We built this country. American benefits. I tell you, I'm talking to.
Yeah, I heard
You
there.
know, I was in Bishop James Dixon in Houston. He said, he said, the way things are going, we better worry about not being disregarded totally. As black people, we're not paying attention to our own self. And we're putting ourselves in a position that other people are taking our place. And we're sitting back acting like somebody owes us something.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're just gonna be written off completely. And I'm worried about that. I got kids. I'm not worried about it in my lifetime. I'm worried about it in their lifetime and their kids' lifetime. You know, that's what I'm worried about. Is what's it gonna look like in 2050, 2060? What's it gonna look like for us then?
Well, it seems like.
So, I have so far, have liberty. We need God.
We do.
We need to return back to our moral standard.
That's true.
Of who we are.
That's true.
And then fight for the things we need. We need to get back to family. We need to get back to right versus wrong. We need to get back to holding people accountable, holding ourselves
Accountable for our
That-
communities.
and that's something we have to pray for.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we're far gone.
Right.
But when we lower the standard in the church, if the standard is here and wrong is here, the standard is never going to be what the government does.
Right.
The government's going to be somewhere over here. But when we bring the standard back down here where the government is,
Right.
wrong goes way over
Right.
there. You know, and we lose the opportunity to have a moral standard that people look up to. And that's what we've lost. We've compromised ourselves. From my position, when I think about what's the answer, Mark? What we gonna do?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, the answer is my people should call by my name.
Right.
Turn
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about a lot. Yeah. Right.
That's the answer.
That is the
That's
answer.
really the answer. At the end of the day, we fight this fight. But that's the answer because you're right. You can't quit the business because you're scared. I can't be mad at that. But at the same time, if we had enough jobs, it would lower the desperate nature of the crime and maybe enhance the neighborhood and allow you to come in with the business, maybe get enough support to hire the right kind of people. In my business, what bothers me, I'd like to hire a higher quality person, but I have to pay a certain amount so I can sustain it.
Right.
So I have to take a little less. You come every day. Well, that's pretty good. Now, we work on your skill set. Because I can't pay to get this.
Right.
So I can pay to get that. Now, if I get more people support me, I can raise the quality of my business. So then when they answer the phone wrong, and you go, well, I ain't calling you no more, well then now it goes out the door. So we gotta give each other a break too. Because I have that problem, man. I hire somebody. They come to work either just a little late or right on time. They take 15, 20 minutes getting ready to work. Right? At least 15 or 20 minutes getting ready to work. They go to lunch, they go get their nails done or whatever, and then they bring their food back and they eat after lunch.
Yeah.
And then a half hour before it's time to go, they packed up, sitting there waiting for it time. I done lost an hour and a half, 2 hours every day. You know, every day. And we don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know? In my years of being self-employed, I had one white employee. Man, they were such good workers. they came in early, had already ate, worked through the bell. But the problem with hiring white people for me, and I'm just saying, especially white males, is they just come and get what I know.
Yeah, of course.
And
Take it,
and they make destroy their reputation.
Right,
the way I have.
exactly.
You know, so I've learned my lesson. I suffered. Because at the conference, I was supposed to do the state of housing in Black America. So they called me on Monday, said, we need your breakdown for the manual, right? On Tuesday, I sent them the breakdown, they said, thank you, got it, everything's good. On Tuesday, they called me back and said, Jeff's gonna do it.
Yeah.
You ain't speaking. Okay? Everything I was supposed to do,
He did. I don't even want to say it. I'm gonna hold my tongue now.
So, and that's just, I'm telling you what happened, so I said it, and I'm saying it. It is what it is.
And God gets the glory.
Huh?
That's the key. You know,
Well, the reality
God
was,
gets the glory.
a couple months later, I'm back in that same hotel with an audience of 3,500 people, the keynote speaker. You know what I mean? And I got more attention for not talking than I ever did. I got so much attention. I'm like, tell the truth, but don't fight. You know, tell the truth, but don't fight. So no strike, no fight. That's a good one. That's a good one.
You like that?
Hey, I need to.
Can you play?
I needed that. If I didn't come here today for nothing else, I needed that.
Sometimes it's just that one.
So are you, you know, in the Bible, our weapons are long suffering, kindness, gentleness. Those are our weapons. They're the opposite of the fleshly weapons. God said the battle is his, they hinder the battle. So if we repay meanness with meanness, he don't get no reward. So it hurts. It's hard.
It's hard.
But you know what? The more you do it, the easier it gets. It still messes with you, but it messes with you shorter and shorter. Like I might feel bad for about an hour, but it used to bother me all day if I don't fight back. Where was I at? Come in here.
Why do you think we've never partnered with the NAACP and the
Big head. We got the big head.
Well, I tried that in Dayton, and I got into the meeting because what was happening, the NAACP had their own
Mortgage space.
Yeah,
housing space.
well, they had their own specialists for housing. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. Why don't you let the real estate people do that for you?
And then it went out.
And then it went out.
Right out. So from a national level, the egos won't let it happen generally because we when the market crashed, everybody got into housing and competes for the same sponsorship dollars. The Urban League, the NAACP, whoever else. Everybody's competing for the same housing dollars. So while we're the housing specialists, we're competing against organizations that had a more household name. So NAACP has a housing division, the Urban League now, they used to be the NAACP was about civil litigation. They had lawyers on tap for things that needed to happen. The Urban League was about economic opportunity, creating jobs, doing job programs, being able to go to Urban League, see what jobs were available. And NARAB has always been about housing. And so we just like when you said, why do you have, and this is not to say the negative,
Well, I understand.
why do you have a housing specialist? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You should have said, you know what, we're housing too. Maybe we could bring something additional to the table and partner, because your expertise would take over anyway. You know what I mean? It's that competition for dollars. You know, it's the and the big head is, like we had a meeting set up back a few presidents ago with the head of the Urban League and the head of NARAB, but they couldn't figure out who was in charge.
Well, that's essentially what happened to me. He said, you can fall under my umbrella. I said, no.
He said you can come in our umbrella.
Yeah.
That, you know, okay. Tell me what that looks like. Tell me what that looks like. You know, I think your umbrella got to be pretty big if it covers my gift.
Right. Ooh.
You know what I mean? You can let me in if you want to.
And take over.
And I gotta take over. You gonna hand it to me. You know, but when Martin Luther King was trying to do that March on Washington, he couldn't get it done until they partnered with everybody else. Until they got all these organizations to partner. And so we gotta find a way to partner. And so that
the big head.
focus on success. Focus on success. You know, it's always interesting when other people, you know, like I like it when other people call my name. I don't call my name. They call my name. Oh, he know what he's talking about. I ain't gotta say nothing. You know what I mean? I like that. That's better. So sometimes when you partner with other people and you bring your gift to the table, it will do what it's supposed to do. You just have to think of it organization. We're gonna have to partner.
Where my work speaks of me.
We're gonna have to partner with anybody, any organization that promotes jobs. Anybody talking about, because we suffer most for lack of capacity.
Yes, that's the truth.
You know, it's easy to need more money.
We used to have meetings with police chiefs and a whole bunch of community organizers and talk about the crime. Nobody ever talked about jobs.
Yeah.
If you give kids jobs,
Right.
they'll get off.
The crime goes down. People don't want to be crooks. Very few people want to be a crook.
Exactly.
You know? They want to get some money.
Right, they push
You know?
all these different little initiatives that aren't getting results.
So we never deal with the problem, we always deal with the symptoms of the problem.
Right.
You know, so try to find the problem is what's key. But, you know, so I appreciate you guys. I truly do. You guys have treated me real well. You don't talk about me too much after that. But I appreciate you real well. I did my best.
We appreciate you.